All right, hello, and welcome. Welcome to today's show. It's the first Friday in November. My name is Kyla Tilley. I am a singer-songwriter, and I will just be singing 10 songs today that I have managed to, however tangentially, I've managed to spin in some way to have a theme fitting for November. Obviously, it's too early for me to actually talk, so I should just sing. This first song I'm going to start off with just a real gentle, quiet song about driving. And I think maybe we probably think of summer as being more of the time for road trips, but lately I really felt like it'd be nice to go for a long drive. I think there's something about the calm stillness of in early November. It hasn't started snowing yet, but there's a bit of a chill in the air, and the leaves are all changing. So it's a nice time to go for a drive. Charcoal stump, new growth, poking through the brush along the highway. Swish, more cars rushing by, vibrations on the highway. Soul, folk art, stop to look, you pick, attractions odd for sale along the highway. Watch for moves, don't pass, last chance for fuel along this barren highway. the next couple songs I have. There are two songs off my Vagaries EP that I put out in... It is a good getting up tune, isn't it? I think that's why I thought I'd start with it today. It's like, let's ease us gently into it. I have a selection of... I feel like the tunes I've chosen for today's show are kind of like very silly and very serious, with not a whole lot in between. That's my one that's kind of in between to warm us up. So it's November, and in the States we have Thanksgiving. A lot of the content today has to do with the States. So we had our Thanksgiving here in Canada in October, but I figured we'll do a couple songs that I can sort of tie to Thanksgiving, simply because this first one is about a dinner party. It's about a dinner party that goes horribly wrong, mind you, but it is about a dinner party, so I feel that fits the theme. We should have had a lovely time, pleasant evening shared with friends around the table gathered for our meal. Set the places all so nicely, matching linens, place cards too. I was so looking forward to the night. But no, instead we're here in this cave. I planned a dinner party. Now we're a party of adventurers. I was prepared to face a mountain of dishes. Now I'm facing certain doom, and as I gaze into the gaping maw of death, I ask, whatever possessed me to look under the label on the can of condensed milk? The recipe had promised turned out to be a spell, and the magic baking powder must have lived up to its name. We didn't open up the oven, we opened up the gate. By now the guests had all arrived, and in the kitchen did converge. The wine was set to breathing for our meal. The food was all prepared, only one thing left to go. When the timer rang, I beamed, the dessert. But no, I've never been so wrong. How did my dinner party become a party of adventurers? I was prepared to seek out the finest vintage. Now I seek some magic sword, and as I gaze upon the teeth that could be swords, I ask, whatever possessed me to look under the label on the can of condensed milk? The recipe had promised turned out to be a spell, and the magic baking powder must have lived up to its name. We didn't open up the oven, we opened up the gate. And they all look to me like I'm some chosen one to lead us through this maze, return us to our homes with only oven mitts, craft beer apron for armor. I fear that we are destined not to have but to be dinner. And I wish I'd read less novels and spent more time at the gym. And as I'm slipping down the gullet, to my doom I ask, whatever possessed me to look under the label on the can of condensed milk? The recipe had promised turned out to be a spell, and the magic baking powder must have lived up to its name. We didn't open up the oven, we opened up the gate. We didn't open up the oven, we opened up the gate. There we go. All right, so this next one I figured, this is also off my Vagaries EP, and certainly when one gets together with extended family for family dinner, there's always that one family member who's a big curmudgeon. And you're reminded of that at Thanksgiving, I think. Not really. I don't. I don't think that happens for me, but it is a thing. So I felt that this is an appropriate song for the set list today. So this next song is off my brand new album. I've got quite a number of songs that I've recorded in the set list today, which is sometimes a little bit unusual for me. But this one is off my brand new album, Bloom and Grow. And I feel like November is when it starts to get darker, and people sort of start hibernating, and they start not wanting to go out and seeing everybody. And things are getting very busy. I think November is a time where people want to start hibernating. So this is a song about kind of just wanting to get away from everything. And probably because it's starting to get darker and colder, maybe you're starting to wish for flowers and gardens.
Slick and overwhelming, excesses of everything, flashing lights, screaming phones. Surely there's a place to hide, sanctuary from the noise, shelter from the turbulence, serenity, repose. Flowers have nothing to say, flowers have nowhere to go, cast their spell upon a room, colorful, calming. Would that she could turn into a bee, then she could fly between the petals of each flower in the garden. Would that she need never leave the garden where the flowers bloom eternal. she could turn into a bead and she could fly between the petals of each flower in the garden. Would that she need never leave the garden where the flowers bloom eternal. Turn away from the maelstrom, tempers flaring, cruel laughter of urban life. In the garden, cool and shaded, roses beckon through ribbons of sunlight. Human life can be complex, joyous, and disquieting. What's the meaning of it all? Questioning, pondering. Surely there's a simple truth, sanctuary from the doubt, shelter from misgiving, serenity, repose. Flowers have time to bide, flowers have one thing on their mind, cast their seed upon the wind, propagate flower kind. Would that she could turn into a bee, then she could fly between the petals of each flower in the garden. Would that she need never leave the garden where the flowers bloom eternal.
It's Garden Wish, which is on Bloom and Grow. And I'm going to sing a song off my first album, New Shoes. And this song, I wrote it when a friend of mine broke up with her boyfriend and moved into my living room for a period of time. So in the song, an old friend is mentioned with a cold house, and that friend is me. But I felt that this was quite perfect for November because it's about, she was going to university at the time and working a bunch of part-time jobs, and I feel like November is probably the time of the semester at school where you're starting to really get stressed out. Exams are on the horizon, stuff is backed up, that sort of thing. So this is called Old Gal.
3 jobs, and one forlorn alcoholic boyfriend who tells all our friends that he doesn't know what he'd do without me. Well, when did his friends and my friends become one and the same term? And how come I know just what I'd do without him? I'd have more time, I'd have more money, I'd buy new shoes and read everything by Dostoevsky. And I know too exactly what he'll do. The old gal pulled LA last night is what he'll tell the guys at the pub tonight. The old gal pulled LA last night in search of greener pastures. And I don't know what she thinks she's gonna find. Maybe she's just going through a phase. I thought everything was alright, so I don't really understand why. But the old girl pulled out late last night. Old friend, cold house, pile of moldy blankets and a dirty couch. One kettle well used, ashtray and an extra key. She said I could call the living room my own as long as I need to. There's a spy phone, so I'll know not to answer if he calls. And baby, I'm not selfish, I'm just tired. I haven't found the time to be alone for several months. There's more to me than just being your girlfriend, though I smoked a lot of cigarettes in your name. And I'll beg you, I've smoked a few in my name too. The old gal pulled LA last night is what he'll tell the guys at the pub tonight. The old gal pulled LA last night in search of greener pastures. I don't know what she thinks she's gonna find. Maybe she's just going through a phase. I thought everything was alright, so I don't really understand why. But the old girl pulled out late last night. friends. They fill me in, though I don't ask. He does not know how to spend time. I kindly suggest a library card. 4 papers left to go, 5 exams and 1 stupid presentation, leaving 3 bosses, almost 2. Can't be late for work again. 3 pairs of new shoes, great dress made with me in mind. The brothers Karamazov, Crime and Punishment, the idiot. The old gal pulled out late last night is what he'll tell the guys at the pub tonight. The old gal pulled out late last night in search of greener pastures. There we go, it's the old gal. And I used to play in a band. It was very funny because I did that song in Tea and Bread, which was a 2-piece band I was in, and with a fiddle player. And my fiddle player had lived with the boyfriend at the time that they were splitting up. So it was very funny. We would do this song, and then he would tell the bit about he ended up stuck with the rent bill for that month because everyone moved out. All right. And it might have been November. I don't remember what time of year it was. This next song I've added to the set list today. I think it has kind of a dark month kind of a feel. This is where you start to get cooped up in your house with your spouse, perhaps. And this is just kind of a pretty little song about really knowing someone. And maybe when you're hibernating together in the dark months, it's good to really know that person. Words come easy when I'm bed, flowing free unfettered. Try to catch them, hold their march, cross the landscape, digging scars. Words escape us when in need, tongue-tied, faltering. They're forever in still life. Words unsaid, misunderstood. I'll paint the sound of your intentions, paint them as best as I can with what I know. And maybe I've blended the colors all wrong, and maybe I've altered the shades to suit myself. But maybe I'll paint you a portrait in all your hues, and maybe I'll find all the textures you've hidden there. Actions speak louder, they say. Still we fumble, bruising. Dissolve, reveal another coat, deeply seated, sheltering.
Oh, did the story? Yeah, yeah. It's funny. I've years after the fact, you can still hear new things about a song. It was funny because when I suggested doing it with tea and bread, Ed, the fiddle player, was like, "Wait a minute, is this song about?" And it was like, "Yes, that's what it's about." So it was kind of a funny coincidence. All right, so the next couple songs, they're on the set list because, of course, our friends to the south are having primaries. Is that it? I don't really understand the American political system, but there's some sort of election happening in the States this month, as I understand it. So this song, I wrote this song the day that Roe versus Wade was overturned in the U.S. An invisible sickness came and spread itself across the land. It infected all the memories of those it touched. It devoured all rational thought. The invisible sickness drove a wedge into a crack already wide that had been widening. It gouged out any pieces with shared ground, covered it in vitriol and lit a match. The invisible sickness, and those who felt their unearned power crumbling, tore freedom away from everybody else. Blind to their hypocrisy, they failed to see they are not immune to what they sow. The invisible sickness, and those who felt their unearned power crumbling, turned upon the easiest targets they found. Folks just trying to go about their day, discovering their barriers expanding. The invisible sickness, so people who put freedom on a pedestal tore freedom away from everybody else. Blind to their hypocrisy, they fail to see they are not immune to what they sow. The invisible sickness. All right. And I'm going to follow that up with a much lighter song. This is about Canadian politics, and I'm still undecided as to whether I will update it to be about a king instead of a queen. But here in Canada, of course, our head of state is the Governor General, and I wrote this song a couple years ago when our Governor General stepped down in disgrace, in the most Canadian disgrace possible. She wasn't very nice. Ah, hey! Hey, nice. You're coming in at just the right time to be watching from Ottawa, GN. As I'm singing a song about my lifelong desire to be the Governor General of Canada. Happy Friday morning to you. All right. So yes, this is a song partially about the Governor General stepping down in disgrace because she wasn't very nice, and partly about my desire to be the Governor General. And if you ever find yourself in Ottawa, obviously some of you here are in Ottawa, I highly recommend taking a visit to the Governor General's house. A very lovely garden. You may have got the impression from me that I'm quite fond of gardens. Hey, it's Glenn Nudio! That's what GN stands for! Ha-ha! Wonderful, wonderful to see you, Glenn. Welcome. All right. Without further ado, here's my song about wanting to be the Governor General. And there was multiple, mean people. I didn't know that it was also her head of staff. Goodness. Oh, to be the Governor General of Canada, it's been a lifelong dream, a regal fantasy. Oh, to be appointed, so wouldn't it be wonderful to be the head of state, to exercise that power? On hearing the position had recently come open, I sent a private message to the Minister Prime, stating my credentials for the post honorary and the paycheck that comes with it on the taxpayer's dime. Oh, to be the Governor General of Canada, to live at Rideau Hall and grant royal assent. I can nod quite firmly, solemnly, decisively, though I'm not really sure why the Queen still gets a say. But I quite like the sounds of the residence I'm given, with a gallery, a ballroom, and a tennis court inside. I'd look out the window and watch my guard changing every hour on the hour from 9 until 5. And I won't cause any scandals. Well, at least I'll be nice. Well, to the folks that deserve it, my staff at Government House, where I bet there's lots of room for my shoe collection. And I'll bet Her Majesty will just find me refreshing. Oh, to be the Governor General of Canada, to live in Ottawa, an open parliament, carry out important duties constitutional, and flub the protocol because I think it's silly. But I'd follow in the footsteps of Stanley Gray and Clarkson, commissioning a trophy to recognize sport. Shake hands with dignitaries, throwing garden parties, have my official portrait printed on a stamp. Oh, to be the Governor General of Canada, da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da da ba da ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da da ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Oh, thank you, Glenn. I think I wrote that one. I wrote that on my show, so I write songs live on Twitch, and I think I wrote that like in one or two episodes. It sort of really poured out. I was feeling the Governor General. All right, so I've got 2 more songs on the list for today. So I've been doing first Fridays of the month. I come here on YouTube and play 10 songs that I've managed to make have something to do with the month in question. And of course we have Remembrance Day, and I've written 2 songs. Well, I've written 3 songs actually based on Herodotus, but I'm going to do 2 of them here. And I've recorded both of these. They are on my brand new album, Bloom and Grow. And I should really poke links to that. Shouldn't I now? I'll just poke in there. These next 2 songs are on my new album, Bloom and Grow, and they were both inspired because they both came out of a 5-song and 5-day songwriting challenge. That was around Christmas time. It was in December. And so all of these 2 prompts were lists of words. So it was just 10 words, and you take 5 words and turn them into a song. And they were, for both of these, they were like kind of Christmassy, happy, like gold and cedar and sparkling and words like that. And but because I was reading Herodotus, I kind of sat down and wrote a bunch of songs about war. I think that's a fine idea, Glenn. That is a very fine idea. I will pencil that in, and we shall talk. But yeah, so this next song is about, it's about a soldier about to embark on single combat, which I feel like in fantasy novels we have a lot of this kind of notion of like the glory of single combat. And I kind of looked it up, and indeed it was a practice that there would be single combat. Sometimes it would just be a prelude to a bigger fight, and sometimes it would be used instead of a bigger fight. But like so many things with music and sport, a lot of the kind of imagery about being prepared to walk into like a circle and engage in single combat is the same type of things that like basketball players will think about before they step out onto the court, or I think about before I step out onto the stage. So I'm really thinking about all of those kinds of things in this song. But it's called The Circle.
Waiting in the circle, enclosed by fighting men, all eyes are upon me, and the fate held in my arms. Strength drawn from the herald's recitation of my line, each memory of valor emboldens my resolve. Life's minutes tick on by as I watch my foe approach. I do not know him, I ignore his list of deeds, and I clear my mind of everything. I focus on my body, breathing steady, hands are warm, they grip my sword hilt gently. And I don't give a thought to the doubts that turn inside. Will this be the last time? Am I prepared to die? Live or die, my name will be recorded in the bard's song. Standing in the circle, we are all that ever was, taking one another's measure, comparing battles fought. No thoughts for our commanders, our cities or their plight. We've come here for glory, for blood and tales to tell. We two are not so different, but it's I who will stand tall, or perhaps I'm just some other fool bound for cedar pyre. Everything, I focus on this moment. Been here many times before, it's I who puts my hand up. I don't give a thought to the doubts that turn inside. Will this be the last time? Am I prepared to die? Live or die, my name will be recorded in the bard's song. Live or die, my name will be recorded in the bard's song. Shouldering the load that holds the lives of all these soldiers and those for whom they fight. That burden doesn't touch me, I think not of them at all. I clear my mind of everything, I focus on reacting, dodge and parry blow for blow, and here I'm truly living. And we've come here to grasp at immortality. Live or die, my name will be recorded in the bard's song. I will live forever when the scholars carve my name in stone.
there's the circle. And then I'm going to close out the show today with After the Battle, which is the second last song on the new album. And the whole album is sort of about just kind of like working towards something, working towards a goal, working towards a big goal. And this one was really inspired mostly by kind of the idea that we do all these things to leave little traces of ourselves behind so that we'll be remembered. But what really happens is eventually time does pass and we all disappear. And none of us are remembered at all. But isn't it a beautiful place that we live in? And I feel like I've started to say 3 different things at the same time. But yeah, this one was really inspired by the very first line of Herodotus's book, in which he just says, "I've written this down so that the deeds of the people involved are not forgotten." And I think that's a very appropriate Remembrance Day sentiment, because Herodotus just didn't want all these people, he didn't want these soldiers to be forgotten. And that's what this song is about. And that's what we're going to close out our November show with today. Oh, and thank you so much, Glenn. You're also a very interesting songwriter and performer, so I appreciate that sentiment greatly.
Peaceful cacophony of early morning rouses me. Lying there, my consciousness drifting, floating, sighing.
Oh, thank you so much, Glenn. Thank you so much for those kind, kind words. That's uh, to say that I've inspired you to be more creative is like the nicest thing you can possibly say to me. Thank you so much. And Steve Bello, welcome today. You come right at the end of my stream, but it's wonderful to see you here. Well, as you all know, I think I am Kyla Tilley, and it's the end of my stream today. I've been coming to YouTube on the first Fridays of the month to do 10 songs, and next month I will be a little bit different. It's not going to be the first Friday in December. I think it's actually going to be the 3rd because I'll be traveling. So that date is actually, it's going to be the 16th of December when I come back for the December stream, and I think there will be a lot of kind of somewhat upbeat songs because it's the holidays, so we'll be in a bit more of a celebratory mood then. But I thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll see you all out there. And I will be streaming. I stream 4 times a week on Twitch. I do a sort of a performance stream on Monday mornings, and throughout the week I write songs and I practice them. And you can, of course, come and find me all over the internet. So take care, everybody. It was so nice to sing songs for you today, and it's always so exciting to see who shows up on YouTube in these things. New friends, old friends from far and wide. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Are you sure you want to end the stream? Yes. See you.